Auzubillahiminash-shaytanir-rajim. Bismillahir-rahmanir-rahim. Today we are going to study the energy resources that we have available, especially for generating electric power. We have already discussed in one of the earliest lectures of this course that there are actually two types of energy resources. One are called conventional energy resources, and the other are basically the renewable energy or alternate energy resources. So you can say renewable or alternate. So we have a problem with conventional energy resources, one of the two major problem, and that is why we want to shift towards the renewable energy resources. And the two major problems include: number one, the fossil fuel depletion. So the number one is fossil fuel depletion. The conventional resources include, let me draw first of all, include wood, it includes coal, it includes natural gas, it includes petroleum. So these are the major conventional resources, and we have to burn all of them in order to get energy, in order to run a plant or to get energy. Since we are discussing the electric generation of the electricity generation, so that is why I am again and again saying the power generation in terms of electricity. So these are the major sources in the conventional, but we have to burn them. And burning and digging all these reservoir resources, especially the petroleum and natural gas and coal, so these the fossil fuel reservoirs would deplete with a rapid speed and are depleting at the rapid speed. And secondly, the issue of global warming. By burning these fuels, we are actually raising the temperature of the planet by releasing the carbon dioxide, which produce the global warming effect. So that is why, due to these two main reasons, we have to shift. The shift has been observed from the conventional energy resources or the fossil fuel energy resources towards the renewable or alternate energy resources. Among the alternate energy resources, there are several alternate energy resources. Some of the renowned or widely used would be: number one is obviously the solar energy resource. Then secondly, we have wind, and all these are freely available, and there is no addition towards the global warming by using these source of energy. Then we have biomass, gas, then we have the hydropower, and then we have the nuclear power, nuclear energy. Then we have the geothermal energy, we have tidal energy, we have the wave energy. So we have different form of alternate energy resources, but some of the major resources would be discussed in this lecture, especially the first two, solar energy and wind energy, when it comes to Pakistan, the scenario of Pakistan. First of all, let us see that what are the share of the energy resources in the particular in the electricity generation. So this is a graph which has been published by the HDIP, the Ministry of Energy Hydrocarbon Development Institute of Pakistan. So this is an official data, and from July to March 2018 and from July to March 2019, the comparison have been shown. So you can see that the hydroelectric power In 2018, from July 2018 to March 2018, we had 24.4% share of the hydroelectric power in the total electricity generation, which has been raised only by 1.4% in the year 2019. So in the year 2019, as you can see, from 24.4 it has been raised to 25.8. As far as the thermal energy is concerned, so you can see that there is a drop in the thermal energy from 65 to 62.1%. In nuclear, nearly 0.5% share has been increased, whereas in the renewable energy you can see it's from 2.9 to 3.9, where it comes to be alarming, or we can say that something is not good with the policy making, because Pakistan is one of the highly enriched region where we can harvest solar energy, wind energy. We have ocean with us, so we have coastal areas where there is wind, but we are not utilizing that. So the main issues come that we have not shifted, or we have not utilized the renewable energy resources up till date in the way it should be harvested or utilized. So let's come towards the solar energy. First we have solar energy, so let's come towards the solar energy. Now solar energy can be harvested basically in two ways. The one is direct method, and the other is indirect method. So the one is you can use the solar energy directly, and then you can actually use the indirect method. Okay ji. By indirect method, we can produce the electricity by first making steam using the solar concentrators, which you are well aware of. So we can use the solar concentrators to generate steam, and then to run the steam turbine and generate electricity. Similarly, there is a direct method, and the direct method includes the solar cells. So there are solar cells available in the markets, mostly the silicon crystals, PV modules. PV means photovoltaic modules, which are commonly called as solar panels. So solar panels are used and installed in order to convert the solar energy directly into the electrical energy. So there are two ways of harvesting the solar energy for generation of the electric power. The Pakistan potential is approximately 100,000 megawatt. So we can actually install 100,000 megawatt energy, or we can actually install 100,000 megawatt energy in Pakistan, and it is much more I would say enough for Pakistan to meet its requirement. But how much we have installed up till now, so that is quite alarming. This is the official data from the Alternate Energy Development Board website. You can visit it, and you can see that we are just aiming 890 megawatts, and the installed capacity is only 430 megawatt. And some of the important among them which are installed is the Quaid-e-Azam Solar Park, which is actually generating nearly 200 megawatts of energy with two different projects. And then there is the Crest Energy Pakistan, again in the Quaid-e-Azam Solar Park. So you can see that actually we have different projects in the Quaid-e-Azam Solar Park, Bahawalpur. So we have the main, the solar park in Pakistan is the only park, I would say the largest park is the Quaid-e-Azam Solar Park, with different projects, and the total amount of electricity or the power generating from the solar energy in Pakistan is only 430 megawatt. Contrary, if you move towards India, so you can see that in India it is 34,600 plus megawatts they are generating from the solar energy. As far as China is concerned, so China is is playing in gigawatts. So we are nowhere in the stream or in the competition of harvesting the solar energy, though we are living in the same region where there is India and China. So it is the concern that we have some policy making issues, and we have some serious issues, because we are not utilizing the solar energy the way it should be. It's only 430 megawatt, which is nothing when you compare it towards the to the potential. Potential is 100,000 megawatt, and what we are generating only 430 megawatts. And you can see that this data is of 2016 and 17. So it means that from 2016 till 17, till date, actually it's now 2020, and we have not added more power in terms of solar energy, which is quite alarming, which is absolutely quite alarming. Okay ji. Now if we move towards the wind energy, the second one, which is wind energy. So again, this is the Alternate Energy Development Board, and you can see that there are 40 projects with a cumulative capacity of only 210 megawatts. So they are only aiming towards nearly 2000 megawatts energy from the solar energy, from the wind, and the installed capacity is 1235.20 megawatts. Some of the projects are here, which are mostly in Thatta. So we have the different projects installed and mostly in Thatta. So the top projects, I would say, among the 24 installed projects. So we have 24 wind projects installed in Pakistan with only 1200 megawatt capacity, or the capacity of through wind has been installed. Whereas in comparison to with India, it is 37,000 megawatt. So India is generating 37,000 megawatts of energy from the wind as far as Pakistan is concerned. So it is just generating 1200 megawatts. Though we have different coastal areas, we have different kind of valleys in the northern areas where there is the wind speed is enough so that we can get a huge amount of, or I would say the optimum amount of energy from the wind. Again, it comes to the policy making, and again it comes to the priority. So in Pakistan and in India, there is a huge gap, and India is actually shifting towards the alternate energy resources. In fact, the whole world is now moving towards the alternate energy resources, and Pakistan is still majorly depending upon the thermal energy, where it is burning coal and the hydropower. Okay, if we move towards the map of the solar energy and the wind energy, so you can see that there Pakistan has immense potential when it comes towards the harvesting of the alternate energy resources, but we are not utilizing the alternate energy resourcing the way it should be. The third, we have biomass, and the biomass, again, Pakistan has more than 70% area as the rural area, where the biomass availability is higher, and we can actually make the biomass plants over there for generation of for the domestic use of, basically for the domestic use as well as for the electricity generation. But for the domestic use, we can also use the biomass energy. Hydropower, Pakistan is now developing the Amar Basha Dam, which will be hopefully inshallah completed in 2028. I would say 2028, yes, 2028 or 2029, hopefully inshallah. So that would be then one of the major breakthrough in terms of hydropower, because from the Tarbela Dam, I think Pakistan has not made any kind of or constructed any kind of large dams till date, and it's been more than 50 years. Nuclear power, so nuclear power, Pakistan is actually running 4 nuclear power plants of different capacities at Chashma, majorly at Chashma. There was a nuclear power plant in Karachi, but I think that has been shut down and its life has been completed. Another important source of energy is the geothermal energy. Now this geothermal energy, Pakistan, especially the Balochistan area, there is actually a great potential of the geothermal energy. But it is expensive, it is costly. We should understand that the renewable energy resources installation cost is really high, but the energy when we get the energy, so that energy is of the generation cost is very low. The generation cost is very, very low when we compare to the generation cost of the conventional energy resources, but the installation cost is definitely much higher. But when we have about 1500 watt per meter square of average flux in Pakistan, 1300 to 1500 watt per meter square of average flux, so we should actually utilize the solar energy and wind energy in its full capacity. So this was actually a brief introduction that what actually the current scenario of Pakistan is when in terms of the solar energy, in terms of the renewable energy basically. Further, how the detailed versions of these alternate energy resources, each and every resource, solar, wind, biomass, hydropower, nuclear power, geothermal, tidal energy, how we can harvest them. So for that, the notes will be uploaded in the Google Classroom. Hopefully today you would have learned that we actually have to harvest energy from the renewable energy resources.